Our mission, Helping Parents Heal, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting bereaved parents. Through support and resources offered, we aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to one of hopefulness and greater peace of mind. Helping Parents Heal goes a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and afterlife evidence in a non-dogmatic way. Helping Parents Heal affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non-religious background, and encourage open dialogue. Attendance at all Helping Parents Heal meetings is voluntary. All discussions that take place at affiliate-led meetings are confidential. We hope that participants will learn from and share with each other. Zoom meetings run by leadership are not confidential. These meetings typically feature guest presenters and are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members worldwide can watch and benefit. Neither type of Helping Parents Heal meeting is designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers, allowing parents to learn about many possible ways to heal. This includes presenters covering progressive topics such as afterlife evidence and connecting with our children who have passed. The views expressed by our guest speakers may or may not reflect the opinions of Helping Parents Heal leaders and members, so we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. Welcome, everyone. We're so glad you could be with us this evening. And welcome, Reverend Sue. Thank you for being here.
Yes, we are so grateful to have Reverend Sue here this evening. And as you all know, she spoke at the last conference. She's going to be speaking at our upcoming conference. And she's also a beloved provider of Helping Parents Heal. So she's going to be talking to us about 2024 this evening. She is a channel, a clairvoyant, a claircognizant, and clairaudient who receives wisdom from guides and departed loved ones to help others heal grief and find purpose. With her powerful intuition, Sue uses sacred numerology and mystical information to facilitate access into a divine lens where our soul's wisdom is available 24/7. Sue has been a guest on hundreds of radio shows and TV interviews, featured in major magazines and newspapers, and is the author of more than 11 books. After suffering a tragic loss, Sue became a sacred numerology practitioner since 1981. She brings a deeply enlightened perspective to using numbers as navigational tools for deciphering the soul's journey and connecting to departed loved ones. As an ordained minister, lifelong intuitive, past life and between lives soul regression therapist, master numerologist, intuitive coach, and spiritual guide, Sue has helped thousands of people realign with their soul's purpose and connect to departed loved ones in therapeutic conversations. Her work has been featured in the New York Times, CNN.com, Real Simple, Yoga Journal, Natural Health, Complete Woman, Fit Yoga, and Nexus Magazines. You can reach her at sue@brilliantwork.com. I will put that, and then I also have her LinkedIn here that you can follow her on. And without further ado, please join me in welcoming the beautiful Reverend Sue. Welcome, Sue.
Such a joy to be with you all again. This is my most amazing, heartfelt group of people I've ever known. And boy, the conference is going to be like last time, those of us who were there, you know, it just blew the roof off of the universe. It was such a powerful conference. And so this next one coming up is going to be the same. And oh my goodness. So I want to talk about the number 8 of 2024, because that even does have to do with how powerful the conference will be. Because many of you know in numerology, 2024 equals, you add each digit of the year together and it equals the number 8. So what that means is that 2024 is an 8 universal year. 8 is the number of power and influence and authority and abundance. And it's so funny because Elizabeth was telling me in Chinese, it's also the year of the dragon, 2024. So you put the dragon and the 8 together, and you can kind of get a feeling for how powerful this year will be. And every number in numerology is neither good nor bad. It is how we use that number and which side of the number we lean into. So, for example, the number 8, when it's used correctly, is all about having success and abundance and power and empowering others. So you may be wealthy or successful if you're on an 8 path, but if you're really on the path, you are then empowering others, being generous, supporting perhaps nonprofits, really using your wealth and abundance to make a positive difference in the world. That is the right use of the number 8. The other side of the number 8, because everything here on earth is an interplay of free will and destiny. So, for example, we each have a choice in what side of the 8 we lean into. And if we're leaning into the negative side of 8, 8 is about power. So you may see power abused. It could be about greed. It could be about not using money to solve the problems of the world that perhaps we could do, helping other countries, helping people who are really suffering. And so our individual choices in 2024 are which side of the 8 do we personally lean into? And what I want to say is that it is a tipping point year, and we all have the power to tip the universe, this beautiful earth globe. This was my vision in 2014, where the angels said, hey, these next few years are going to be intense, but don't worry, the light is always winning, the love is always winning. Well, this cycle we're in started in 2017. That was a 1 universal year. Now we've moved through to the 8, and next year, 2025, is the 9, the culmination of this growth cycle for collective humanity. And it's been a wild and crazy growth cycle. I think we can all agree there's been a global pandemic and all kinds of stuff. So it's good because the 8 brings everything up to be healed, to be looked at, to be taken care of. And the 8, there's no hiding in the energy of the 8. So, for example, the 7 year of 2023 was much more inner reflective, quiet. And then the 8 comes along and goes, wow. And we are out in the world, rolling around in powerful energy. And each of us are choosing, hey, what is my right use of power in this year? And what I believe it is for all of us is spiritual power. And what I mean by that is holding our light, our unique light, and our unique gifts as strong and proud and bold in the world as we can. So if that means you are perhaps a nurse, or if you are a medium, or if you are doing any kind of work in the world, bringing that work to its greatest conclusion in the 8, where you're helping the most people with the most use of your gifts, and not hiding or being afraid of sharing our spiritual wisdom, because sometimes we feel that we don't want to stand up for any kind of spiritual point of view. But I will say that in the 8, nothing is subtle. So you may be asked to stand up for what you believe in spiritually, emotionally, intuitively. And so if we each hold our light to say, I'm going to stand, for example, I'm a minister, so I know that whatever happens this year, I'm standing for compassion, for kindness, for love, and I'm going to be a helper in some way. And so that's our free will. That is where the free will interplays with this powerful year of the 8. And as we all know, that, well, as I explained, I think I explained just now that the 9 in 2025 is the end of this arc of learning for humanity. And that is such a good thing, because humanity has grown collectively, even though there's been crazy stuff happening and all kinds of resistance and this and that. Look back to 2016 before this cycle started, and we were all kind of sleeping and hanging out, and now we've all had to grow and learn and expand. And it culminates in next year, 2025, in the number 9. That'll be a 9 universal year. And that's the year when we all go, okay, this is all everything's going to be okay. And this is how it's going to unfold. And this is how it's going to resolve. And that will be a completion of the most powerful cycle of humanity's growth thus far. And what I see happening is the veil thinning more than ever, so that we are all much more in tune with our departed loved ones, with our spirit guides, with our angelic guides. So it's really positive, because there is nothing weak or shy or ineffective about the number 8. It's going to be a year that forces you to trust your intuition, that forces you to know and trust that your beloved departeds are with you. And that is our answer to everything, to realizing there is no death, that the veil is thinner than ever, and that humanity is finally at this tipping point, this awakening point of knowing there is no death, and that these earth realm journeys that we're on are just a brief blip in our soul's journey. Do you want me to keep going, Elizabeth, or do you want to ask me questions? How do you want to do it?
Well, I would love for you to tell them a little bit about the months that you had shown to us earlier, so
Okay.
we can kind of expect what's going to happen in the different months.
Yeah, this is really fun. So in numerology, you take, let's see, I'm putting that on the screen so everybody can kind of look at this. Because 2024 is an 8, when you look at January, January is a 1 month, first month of the year, you add the 8 to that, which is the year, and then you get the number 9. And 9 is thus the universal month of January that we're in right now. And I've talked to so many clients and friends who've been saying, gosh, this month is really intense, and maybe I'm feeling my grief, or maybe I'm feeling like I'm not sure how to move forward in my career or something. And I'll just go, well, that's the energy of the 9. The 9 asks us to simply surrender and trust that this is an all good, all God loving universe, taking care of us for our highest good, no matter how it looks. And so in the 9 energy of January, we're all being called to trust. Yes, there might be turmoil or grief happening in your life, but trusting that it's all unfolding as it should for your growth and for your highest good. And then in February, we go into a 1 universal month. So we're starting a new cycle of months, all influenced by the number 8. So if you're going to start that new business, or start that new relationship, or take that new class, February is a really good month to start many things, because the energy of the 1 month is so powerful. Then we move into March, which is a very sacred 11 universal month. So you're going to be connecting with people deeply in your life, maybe healing relationships, but you'll also be trusting your intuition. You'll feel very connected to the sacred in March, and very sensitive. That's the other side of the 11, to feel very, very sensitive, and like you can feel and hear everybody else's thoughts. And so what you need to do is be more connected to the higher realms rather than to the earthly world in March, so that you move through it with divine inspiration. And then we come to April. April is going to be fun and playful and creative. That's the energy of the 3 universal month. So you might go on your vacation, your spring break vacation in April, and just play and have fun. Or you might start a very important creative project, painting or writing a book, or any of those creative projects, perfect for April. And then May is the universal number of the 4, which means it's calling you to be strong in your body, be strong in your heart, be strong in your spiritual wisdom, and trust that all will be okay. So I always tell people, if it's a 4 month, you're going to probably be called to work out or exercise or eat right, because 4 is also about getting your health in order and being strong physically, but also about being very strong in your confidence of who you are and how you're going to walk through the world in that month of May, and also how you're going to do your work in the world. 4 is a number of work. So hopefully, if you all are thinking of becoming different kinds of counselors, therapists, mediums, all the things people do in the part of this Helping Parents Heal group, for the month of May would be a really good year to really own that work in your life. And then June is the beautiful number 5. And I'm prejudiced because I love the energy of the 5. It's all about change and expansion and adventure and fearlessness. It calls you to be courageous. So in June, whatever's happening in your life, say yes to it. Say yes to anything new. Open your heart, trust your courage. And then in July, we go into more of a turning inward energy of healing. 6 is always a number of healing and opening the heart, healing home relationships, healing your body and your health, also healing your energy in the world. So if we have relatives or people that maybe we've been estranged from, July would be a very, very good time to heal those relationships. August comes along and it's a profoundly spiritual, intuitive month. That's perfect because that's when the Helping Parents Heal conference is. And already we're going to have the energy of that deep sensitivity and intuitive connection to the divine. And then it'll be permeated with the universal year number 8, which means all of you are going to know how psychic you are. You're going to feel it every day. And when you're at the conference, just like what happened in 2022, you'll be guided by signs and synchronicities constantly, because that is the energy of being completely in touch with your spiritual wisdom or your higher self. And then September comes along and it's an 8 personal month. An 8 universal month in an 8 universal year. So boy, September is going to be powerful. We talk about a dragon, we talk about the number 8 of power. So I would say when September comes along, don't be afraid of anything. Take that leap that's in your heart. Do what is most powerful for you to do in your life. If you've been thinking about making changes, September gives you the power to do it. And so embrace that very powerful month of the number September coming up. And then we go to October, which is a 9 universal month, just like January that we're in now, in an 8 year. So October might feel a little unsettling, like, gee, I'm feeling emotions. I might even be sad and not sure what's going to happen next. And again, we're called to trust the divine, trust this all good universe to be pulling us forward, and not to try to grab hold of things and control them, but to allow them to flow. And then we move into November, and that's another beginning, a 1 universal month. That's going to be so powerful. Of course, we all know the election is in November. So whichever way it goes, we are starting a new cycle in November, and that's very refreshing. And then December comes along and we go into the 11 universal month, which is healing, an incredible connection with each other. It's in this 9-year cycle that we have all been a part of since 2017. December feels like the month of clarity and healing, and finally putting to rest so much of the turmoil that has happened, so much of the people taking different sides and all of that stuff, and really mending these differences and really communicating and connecting with each other. So that's what I would say about the monthly numbers. Now, all of you are in different personal years as well in 2024. So if you go to my website, SueFrederick.com, on the homepage, the nav bar, it says Soul Path Calculator, and you can go in there and instantly it will tell you your birth path and your personal year that you're in right now in 2024. So that's also more helpful information. So for example, I'm in a 5 personal year in 2024, which means to me that my heart being open and courageous and expanded in this year is very important, and it will bring me all sorts of good things and good opportunities. 5 is a huge number of expansion and courageousness. And I can already feel that, it's like, it's all about saying, I refuse to play it small. I am going to let my light shine as much as possible. And that brings me back to the statement I made at the beginning that everything here is an interplay of free will and destiny. And anybody who tells you that it's all free will, they don't really understand the deeper complexities of it, because there's also a destiny. Each of you did have a soul plan for this life. You did come in with an intention to grow and evolve. And you agreed that grief would be your greatest teacher, your greatest awakening. Your beautiful children in spirit are your greatest teachers, and they are leading the way of your growth. And because you have found Helping Parents Heal, it means you are taking the right action. You are really leaning into that awakening that grief inspires. And so as we look at that interplay of free will and destiny, we can say, so what your free will calls you to do in 2024 is own your power as a light being, as a shining light parent, as someone who says, yes, I'm devastated about the loss of my child, but I'm also learning that my beautiful child is doing great, and that I've got to learn to trust all of the ways that beautiful soul comes and gives me signs and messages. That is your most powerful stance. And I'll also tell you that if anything crazy ever did happen in the world, and we've just been through a pandemic, so we know things can be crazy, your greatest guide is always your light and your connection to spirit and your connection to opening your intuitive pathway. There's always a way through everything here, even grief, even pandemics, even everything that happens in the human realm. There's a way through it for us. But the way we find that is not by going into fear. It's by listening and asking the guides, asking the beautiful departed spirits of our children and loved ones to help us, to show us the way. The angelic realm wants to help us and show us the way. And the minute we just call them in, even for just a second, saying, please, sacred beings in the divine realms who care about me and all of humanity and our evolution here, lift me up to see my next step on earth, to see my way forward in this moment of confusion. And that prayer is always answered, and you will find your way through anything you face, even the darkest night of your grief. That light is being held for you. And often it's being held for you by your beautiful departed child, standing there smiling at you, going, look, Mom, I'm here and I'm happy and I'm free. That's our light. That's our way through it.
That's beautiful. I was going to ask you if you would like to have me share the calculator that you have, because I just pulled it up,
Yeah.
and maybe just kind of show. We could have some volunteers
Yeah.
just allow you to use their birthdays so
Be
that
really fun.
they always love seeing you do that. So let me just see if I can do this, if I'm smart enough. Uh, I may not be, but
Oh, Elizabeth, you're the smartest person I know.
I did it. I think I did.
Woohoo.
Does anybody
Yep.
see it
Yep.
on the website? Do you guys all see it?
Yeah. So if I can't do it, can I? Or how do I do it? Can you do it, Elizabeth? Can
Yes,
you?
I can do it if you just tell me what the numbers are.
Okay. So we need a volunteer. Who's our volunteer? Irene, do you want to pick someone, or do you want to go, Irene, or do you want to
Galen
pick?
on the sidebar there. Let's see. Lisa Hudson, I think, is also an iPad as well. Make sure you name your computer so that we can call on you instead of saying iPad if you can. And so maybe Galen, can you
Yeah.
unmute
Oh,
Galen?
so I've asked her to unmute. Hey, Galen.
Hi.
She is.
I cannot see the screen. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. Nope. Well, anyway, I'm here, but I don't know why I can't.
Well, that's okay. Just tell Elizabeth
Okay.
what your birth date is.
Oh, 2/24.
Okay. So let's start with your birth month. So that's February. I'm slow at this, okay?
Yeah,
And then your birthday 24, is that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then after that, your birth year. I mean, this is something everybody has to be willing to tell their birth year.
Oh, no problem. 1953.
Oh,
Hey, I'm older than you, Galen. So
I
don't
know.
worry about it.
So I'm a youngster here tonight.
That's right.
people are. Okay. And then select the current year, which is already done in your calculator, Sue. So should I hit calculate?
Yep.
Okie dokie, here we go. So
we have beautiful Galen as a Pisces 8, and it shows you the 3 ways you calculate that birth path so that you get the double number in front of the final single digit. So in your path, when you all calculate it, if you just want to look at the final single digit, for example, Galen's is the number 8. Now, the other double digits in front of hers, they give me information. For example, the 26 is about connection and heart. And anybody who knows Galen knows that that's who she is. And that leads her into her power of the 8 path. And then when we look at the fact that she's in a 7 personal year in this powerful 2024 year, that we get all this information. I'm just going to write it down here. So, Galen, let me just give you a quick little mini reading for this, okay? Just as an example for everybody here. This beautiful soul has a wide open heart and has used it to navigate her life in a powerful way, never holding back, never being afraid, never being concerned what others think, just speaking her truth, and continues to do so. In this year of the 7, she embraces her spirituality more boldly than ever, using the power of the 8 universal year to spur her on, to catapult her growth and her work. There may even be a move, but there is definitely a sense that this soul will be holding court for others to help them, whether it's classes, workshops. She is ready for that. She is ready to be the teacher of the soul, using her 8 path power for good, helping others move through their own grief and pain. And I know you, Galen, because we've met and I've done a session with you a while ago. And I have to say that you are the perfect Pisces 8 path to illustrate the right use of power. Anybody who knows you knows that. You are the brightest light. You are an example that power, when used correctly, is all about having such a bright light that you illuminate the space for everyone around you.
Wow.
Beautiful, and I agree. And so 8 can be fabulous, especially if you're feeling.
Wow, that is awesome.
Well, that's all we ever have to worry about is what is my role in the world at this time in human evolution. And our role always is to be our greatest shining light. And by doing that, we accelerate and uplift others, shining our light. This world could go crazy in 2024. It's not, but it could. And if it did, we don't need to worry about that. We each hold our light. We stand in our love. We stand in our power. We help each other. And we are completely not only protected, but guided through whatever happens. That is your sacred power. And people like Galen completely live that way and understand that.
That's beautiful. So would you be willing to do another one?
Yes.
I think Lisa was the next person.
Yep.
Is that okay, Irene, if we unmute Lisa?
Yes, I've asked her to unmute.
Okay, wonderful.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Sue. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Is this Lisa Hudson?
It is.
Oh, I know
Hello.
Lisa too. Gosh, I'm so lucky.
Just,
Hello,
a
Sue.
new affiliate leader. She's just started a new group with two other co-affiliate leaders in Marin County.
And talk about a bright light. Lisa is extraordinary.
And she will be at the conference again, which is
That's so
wonderful.
good.
So,
So
yes,
good.
go ahead, Lisa. I'll fill them in. Wait, I'm going to go up here
Yeah.
and then start over.
August 9th, 1965.
Okay, I think I can handle that. 1965. Let me go down here though. It's very easy to use and then calculate.
Oh, I'm already getting chills. My God. I remember when I worked with Lisa, we did a session a long time ago, and her power, it's so funny. All these people that are coming up for readings are such powerful souls. She, as you can see, is the Leo 11 here, the master soul of the Leo 11. And her 11 shows up one out of the three ways you add it. Now, this is important. If any of you have the 11, the 22, or the 33 in front of the final digit in those stacked method, single digit linear method ways, it means you're on the master soul paths of either the 11, the 22, or the 33. Lisa is such a great example of the 11. And I think we probably talked about the fact that I was glad she had not had the 11 show up 2 or 3 out of the ways that you can add it, because part of her journey here on earth has been about being so strong and so helpful for others to lean on her, no matter what pain she is in. And that 11 can be so sensitive and can be so, really kind of getting your feelings hurt a lot, but she grounded it with having the 11 once and the 20, which makes her the great connector there. And I also know she's into sports and coaching people to be strong and powerful and good. So when you look at that configuration of the 11 to the 20 to the 22, you see the gifts of Lisa here. Then you look and see she's in the second Saturn return of her late 50s. When we hit the second Saturn return, it is the moment that the soul goes, hey, you agreed to step up in this lifetime, no matter what pain you went through. And this is your time to step up, hold your light, do your work in a huge way. And look, you're also in a 7 personal year. So many people are in a 7 personal year this year as we go into the 8. And what that says to me is your spirituality, just like I said to Galen, your spiritual wisdom, your teachings, Lisa, all of the things you're doing with your beautiful son in spirit at your side, all of this stuff comes together this year for you because you're in a 7 year of sacred knowledge and under the pinnacle influence of the 8 universal year, bringing it out into the world in a huge way. So here's your very quick mini reading. Let me just write down one other thing, putting this on here. With the heart of the lion and the courage of someone who can forge through any situation and find their way to the light and guide others there. This is the courage of this beautiful soul. And this soul has walked through fire, and yet she stands bright and she leads others to follow in her path of healing. Next year and this year are the years that she becomes widely embraced by many, many people for her teachings, for her knowledge, for her wisdom, but mostly also for her strength. This is a powerful old soul, many lifetimes here, a cultural leader in other societies and other lifetimes, and now taking her stand in the world of leading us to healing through prayer, through meditation, through sacred work, and through technology, new kinds of technology that help us understand that consciousness exists beyond the physical. And so it is. Beautiful, Lisa.
Oh my goodness. Love that. So we have one more person. Donna's has her hand up. Is that okay to move to Donna now?
Yes. Let's do that.
Yes. Hello, all you lovely people.
Hello, Donna. So we need your date of birth.
9/1/52.
Okay, so that's September. I have to learn these things here. 9/1/52. Okay, so there we go. And then calculate. There we go.
Boy, this is so great. I'm just getting chills everywhere because the universe always conspires in our favor. And so here in this one, we have the Virgo 9 path in a 9 personal year. I mean, look at that. That is incredible. Let me write this down here. So Virgo 9. The Virgo 9, I want you all to really embrace the meaning of the 9, because the 9 can get a bad rap. People can say, oh, I'm in a 9 year. That means endings and letting go and all of that. But 9 really means culmination. So this soul of Donna is a very old soul. And this is her lifetime of wrapping up everything she has learned in this life, the pain she's walked through, the grief, and passing the test of human incarnation and being able to say, I will probably never come back to this earth realm. I have really learned all of the lessons. I've stepped into grace and compassion and love no matter what has come my way. I've moved from being critical of self and seeing the flaws in the world to understanding that the solution to every problem is love and compassion and kindness. Her wisdom is extraordinary. And the 9 path is the bridge from this world to the next. So this beautiful soul, Donna, is a born medium. I hope she's interested in doing that work, because it is a bridge from the physical to the divine. And she has learned, amongst other things, to quiet any mind interference that gets in the way of trusting her wisdom and her intuition. Also, she is in a 9 personal year, which is always a culmination. So walking back in the past 9 years of your life, you know, they've been hard, they've rocked your world, but now you are culminating all of that learning together, hopefully getting the book written about your journey, about what you've learned. And then in next year, 2025, you start your new and powerful new cycle that says, here I am to help you. Let me be the bridge between your pain and your truth and your light. And that's who she is. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. That was beautiful.
So you are saying, because I know that Irene just calculated hers, it looks like she has a lot of 9s, but I would love to hear about we've got to find
Irene.
out about Irene. Is it okay?
Yes, I would love to do Irene.
I'm sorry. We have to find out, because she's kind of responsible for this big event. So
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely want to do Irene. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
July
okay. July. And I know
15th,
15th, yes. And then let's see. Here we go.
1958.
Same as my husband.
You're
Okay.
just a baby, Irene.
So, what do you tell us that is really?
Oh my gosh. Well, this is why Irene is so importantly a part of helping parents heal, because, oh, this is perfect. Oh gosh. So the Cancer, of course, Irene, has been your sensitivity, your walk of pain, the loss of your child, feeling that so deeply. And then the 9 path, just like I was saying to the person before, means that this is your culmination lifetime of saying, I may not be back into this earth realm. I may only work from the divine from here on, and I'm going to pass the test of this life. So help me God. And so you have, as you stood up to help others, to shine your light, to be a partner with Elizabeth in doing this work, the 9 culmination of grief, of being able to say, there's a way through pain, there's a way through sensitivity, there's a way through grief, and parting the veil to show others. The fact that you're in a 3 personal year this year is excellent, because the conference will require a lot of communication and connection and making things happen in a creative and fun way, no matter what problems show up. And you'll be perfectly poised to do that, because it's a 3 year. The other thing is you're Your beautiful daughter is so proud of you. She knows that she was part of the plan of your culminating of all lifetimes in this one, and saying, I will now only work from the divine realms when this life is done. And you're such a good partner with Elizabeth, because the soul agreement you two carry is the number 5, which is the number of change. So 9 and 5 is 14, and 14 equals 5. So what I'm saying is that your soul agreement with Elizabeth is to change the world, to open everyone's heart. Yes, you are doing it. And Elizabeth has that energy of attracting people to it. And you have the old soul wisdom of the ability to ground it and make it work for everyone. That is perfect partnership. Perfect.
And I don't have to come back. Yay!
Yay!
That's
I know. We're all applying for a 9-path lifetime next time to be the final earthing time journey.
Oh, thank you, Sue.
Thank you, sweetheart.
beautiful. So, did you want to do some more? I see other hands raised. There's also people writing in the chat box. I think probably everybody on here is interested. But Deb is the next one that I see. Deb Newbeck. Is it okay to do one more?
I want to do one more, and then I also want to talk about the angelic realms a little bit, if that's okay with you.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Love
Okay.
to
Hi, Deb.
So
angelic.
let me pull up an empty index card here. Okay. So who are we doing now?
Deb Newbeck. So, Deb, tell me your birth month first.
October
October
27,
27th. That's my daughter's birthday. Wow.
1960, 60.
Okay. And calculate.
Oh. Scorpio 8. Lordy, that's a powerful soul. I'd like to know this person. And in a 9-year, boy, we got a theme going on here, don't we? So the Scorpio 8, Deb, means this is your year in every way that I can say that to you. The Scorpio is the sign of saying, I will drop into the depths of human pain in a lifetime so that I learn to understand it and navigate it, and then come to the surface with healing gifts for others when you're ready. The 8 attached to that, your birth path, means, and I will never give my power away. I will never give it away to pain. I will never give it away to people who tell me how I should be. And instead, the gift of grief even will help me find my voice, find my power, and be able to be a source of wisdom and inspiration for others. And you're in the 9 personal year, meaning end of the cycle that has broken your heart, so that you can really help others. And you have to be an entrepreneur. It is a call from the soul in this lifetime to be an entrepreneur. And you're 63. You have a lot of time to do it. And what you would be best at is a healing practice, even as a therapist, because you are willing to walk that journey of deep pain with another person, hold their hand, and show them the way through it. The other thing I want to say to you is, there is no pain too great for any human to experience, but you have been through a lot, and it is all getting easier and better. This is your year of finding your way out of it, to stand in the light as the teacher without having to feel that enormous pain. It really comes to a culmination, an end for you this year. And then you are out in the world helping and healing as much as you can in the new cycle. The Scorpio, one more thing, the Scorpio means that people will be drawn to you constantly as a healer. Don't ever be afraid you wouldn't be successful doing something alternative or unusual. Everyone will love you and come to you and desire your help. So I hope that's helpful for you.
Wonderful. Before we go on to the angelic realms, I want to just show at the bottom here that her Sacred Numerology workbook is available, and it doesn't cost very much. It is a very reasonable price. Let's see, where is it? What is the price
It's up
that you,
at the top. Yeah. It's up at
uh,
the,
okay, so $18 and no, that's not
no,
you.
it's $5.99.
I was gonna
Where,
say,
oh, there it is in the paperback
sorry.
box right
Um,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. And
So
it's,
it's $5.99, which is, so this is the book that you need to figure out this calculator.
yeah.
And it's such a fun book. My daughters each got one too because they love calculating other people's numerology. So just to
And
let
it,
you know that go ahead.
Elizabeth, the fun thing too is to figure out your soul agreement, which we haven't really talked about. So, for example, in the book, you learn, hey, if I'm on, well, I talked about you and Irene and your soul agreement, but when you add your birth path number to another person's birth path number, you get your soul agreement with them. And that is so helpful and so illuminating, especially if you're having trouble in that relationship. It really shows you how to move through it and heal it, because the numbers always explain what that agreement is.
That's amazing. And that's something that we all need in this 8 year, right? We need to have
Yes.
as much of this negotiation power as we can. So yes, we would love to hear about angelic realms.
So I just get so happy talking about this because, if ever anyone feels lost or feels like they can't go on or feels like their pain is too great, just call the angels. They are truly our first responders, and you don't even have to believe in them. You can simply say, angelic realm, help me, lift me up. And you will feel they have a sweet energy. I can't even explain it. It's different from the energy of a guide. It's different from the energy of a departed loved one. Those energies the departed loved ones carry their personality energy in it. And the guides are sort of different. They're a little bit removed from us in the way they help us. But the angels, they are the ones who pick you up out of the dirt and kiss your tears and whisper how beautiful and wonderful you are in your ear and help you move forward. The angelic realm, you can think of it this way. They are team humanity. They want to save humans, and they want this lifetime that you're going through on earth to accomplish everything that your soul came to accomplish. And many of you, your departed children, were angelic realm souls. And we've talked about this before, that as far as I know, and from studying with Dr. Linda Bachman, there are 3 primary soul origin places that all souls come from. And one is angelic realm souls who drop in and have not spent a lot of time on earth. They tend to be very sensitive, very different, very intuitive, and they have trouble navigating here. And yet they've come with a profound purpose of inspiring growth. Many of your children are angelic realm souls. Many of you are angelic realm souls. And then there are also earth-based souls that are just much more comfortable on earth. They've been here hundreds of lifetimes, thousands of lifetimes. They sort of understand, even in their moment of great pain, how to navigate here, how to keep going, how to make a living. And they feel earthy to you. They feel like someone you want to lean on when you're struggling. And then some souls here are interplanetary souls. They are from highly evolved civilizations and other galaxies, and they've come in to advance society here in their own way. So each type of soul has an intention here, a specific purpose. But I can tell you that if you know the angelic realm, and I do feel very connected to them, if you know them, you know that they're the easiest realm to access for help. And if you're ever feeling like, gee, I've heard that if my vibration is low, I can't connect to my departed child or something, the angels can lift your vibration. Call them in to help you open your heart and feel better and move out of your pain. They are there right away, lifting you up, just making you feel so loved. They are so sweet and so kind and so concerned that we accomplish our soul missions here. They are your first protectors and your first helpers. So even if you're doubting if you can connect with your child, if you're at that stage in your grief where you think, oh, I don't believe it, I'm not sure any of these signs are real, call the angels and say, help me have an experience that is so powerful that I know that my child is here. And the angels will lift your frequency, show you your child, have some sign from them that blows you away. And you'll know then for sure that it's real. In fact, if you want to think about how do we move out of being cynical, and cynical is part of pain. When we're in pain, we go into that place of, I don't believe it. I don't believe anything that I can't prove, that part of us that's very logical, left brain. And that's necessary for being a human on earth. But we are all here to learn to become a mystic. A mystic is completely in touch with divine energy, with the higher beings, the departed loved ones. And we're all mystics. We came to be mystics here. And so the angels are your helpers for shifting from that cynicism to owning the fact that you're a mystic. A mystic is simply someone who hears the higher voices of divine consciousness, whether you want to call it God consciousness, angels, hears it, acts upon it, feels it in their heart, and can always rely on it to guide them in the darkest moments of life. We are all mystics, and grief is your calling. You've been called through grief to claim your gift as a mystic. That is one of the greatest gifts of grief here on earth. So I hope that helps any of you. And if you are having a hard time with your grief, don't beat yourself up about it. Don't think, oh, my vibration is low, blah, 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 blah. Just go, all right, angelic realm, I'm your girl. Come and lift me up, make me feel loved, part the veil, and show me my child. And they will never let you down.
That's beautiful. Oh my goodness. I see that a lot of people are excited about doing the soul paths of themselves and their children as well.
Yes. When you do your children, it is so profoundly helpful, because then you can say, oh, like today I was working with a mom whose child had been on the 5 path. And, the 5 path, like all numbers, has the positive and the negative, meaning the challenge and the gift of it. And a 5 energy is about learning lessons through the body, very passionate, but also different, and also can have addictions as part of their learning journey. And so her son, of course, had been a 5 path soul and had had addiction problems and had left early in this lifetime. And by understanding that his soul was learning exactly what his soul needed to learn on that 5 path, even though it looked like a problematic life to everybody else, we look at people going through addiction and we tend to judge them, which is crazy, because every soul is learning exactly what they came to learn in their life. And the person who's going through constant addiction battles, for some reason we can't understand with our conscious mind, is evolving exactly the way they need to. And when they cross, they have achieved it. They've had success. We can never judge another person's journey just by looking at them and judging them according to society's standards. That's crazy, because society doesn't understand anything about really what life is and why we're all here. So we only see the tip of the iceberg here on earth of what's really happening. So if your child crossed from addiction or something like that, chances are good they were either a very sensitive master soul or they were on the 5 path, and that was their journey. And you agreed to carry the light with them and for them, and to use the gift of their early departure to help you become who you came to be. I know that's hard to hear, but that's truly what I feel.
And no, I think it's beautiful. Everyone is saying that this is so uplifting, so powerful. Always love to hear you speak. Do you think that you could maybe do a guided meditation for about 3 minutes or just a
Yes,
little
a
longer?
3-minute one. Yes.
Those are meeting because I love your meditations and I know that they're always so healing.
All right, everybody, let's close our eyes and take 3 deep breaths. And as we lift up our frequency and feel and hear the angels talking to us, comforting us, making us feel so unconditionally loved, no matter what we've been through in this life, no matter what mistakes we think we've made, the angels hold us and tell us, no, you have behaved exactly as we imagined that you would in the play of your life journey, in the play of what you came to live and learn from. We embrace every part of you, they say. We embrace your greatest moments of joy, and we hold you in your deepest, most painful moments of grief. This is all part of the human experience. It is what you came to know and experience and grow from, and you have all done it courageously. You have all opened your heart and allowed that pain to consume you, knowing that as you walk through the fire of pain, you are now forged in the steel of courage, of light, of wisdom. And sometimes grief is the greatest wisdom teacher. All of you have walked that walk and achieved that. And as you master this lifetime, please know that you are amongst the elite souls walking on earth, those who came with a great intention to awaken many, many, many lost souls on earth, to show them that life continues beyond the physical, because you have witnessed it. You are part of that awakening. And so as you all move into this 8 universal year, owning your power, holding your light, we now know that your greatest light is your heart, is loving yourself for everything you've been through, and that you're still walking, you're still trying, you're still here. You have achieved the wisdom. And we also know that this 8 vibration now gives you more courage and strength. And by next year at this time, you will feel like a completely different person in your courage. You will know in every cell of your body that your child lives on and loves on, and you love them, and that relationship is sacred and eternal. And so as you take another breath and you breathe in the gratitude for the great wisdom of the higher realms, and you truly embrace that nothing on earth is as it seems, that this physical world is not a place of television and Hollywood stories. It is a place of learning and growth. And there is not a soul who walks through this earth life without a great heart-opening moment of pain. And yet those of you who agree to keep going and to find the light in it, to find the healing answers, you are the true angels of the earth. And so it is.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you so, so much. And I see so many healing
Wow.
angels on here. There's so many affiliate leaders who have joined this evening, which is wonderful, and caring listeners as well as parents who I'm sure are going to graduate to being caring listeners and affiliate leaders at some point. But I really appreciate it. We always ask everyone to unmute and say thank you.
Thank you. And
What a wonderful night. Thank you,
Thank you.
Sue.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
Sue.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you,
Wonderful.
Reverend.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Bye.
Good night, Sue.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.